An uneasy calm in India's remote Himalayan region of Ladakh after yesterday's violent protests. At least 5 people were reportedly killed, with dozens more also injured. A curfew is in place with hundreds of police officers and paramilitary soldiers deployed on the streets. Authorities banning more than 5 people gathering at a single time across 2 districts. Shops and businesses remain shuttered with no access on main roads. Protesters yesterday were demanding statehood and job quotas for local residents. Police say protesters threw stones at officers who had tried to stop them marching into Ladakh's Leh district. Residents say police fired bullets and tear gas and swung batons at demonstrators. India's Home Ministry has defended police action, which it says were carried out in, quote, self-defense. At least 50 people have been detained. Ladakh lost its autonomy in 2019 when it was carved out of the state of Jammu and Kashmir. It's now under the direct administration of New Delhi. And more, Rebecca Bundhun is covering this story for CNA Live from Mumbai. Rebecca, how else are authorities dealing with this situation?
Police in the region have been very actively cracking down today. They've been doing those patrols, they've been doing searches. Dozens of people have been detained. A Congress councillor, Stanton Seapark, has also been charged in connection, allegedly, with this violence. And we know that the government is really blaming the activist Sonam Wangchuk, saying that he made statements that provoked this violence with references to the Arab Spring, to the Gen Z protests, which recently took place in Nepal. The activist has completely denied this, and he, in fact, stopped his hunger strike when he heard about the violence. But the government has also been saying that it has been, over the past couple of years, carrying out talks with leaders in Ladakh, listening to those demands that they have as they seek some kind of autonomy, as they make these demands for statehood, jobs, and so on, that it has been carrying these out, and that it has actually planned another round of talks on October the 6th.
Rebecca, these talks that are ongoing, they've failed to, certainly in this instance, placate protesters. But we have seen protests in the past, as we mentioned, Ladakh carved up from the state of Jammu and Kashmir in 2019. There have been protests, but this one is different.
It is. This is the first time we've seen this really turn violent. There have been protests over the past few years, including hunger strikes. The protests have, however, largely been peaceful. And this does go back to 2019, when the Modi government took away Jammu and Kashmir's special status. It carved that out into 2 union territories, one Jammu and Kashmir and the other Ladakh. And that took away significant autonomy that Ladakh had, including when it comes to land, for example. Also, it doesn't have the ability to elect a local government now. So these are among the demands that the protesters have. It seems to have really escalated now with demands for, again, jobs. There are problems when it comes to employment, and as well as statehood. What these people are demanding is that there are constitutional provisions that allow Ladakh autonomy when it comes to land, farmland, so the region has more control, because it also has quite a unique cultural identity, these tribal communities as well. And that is something that the activists, the protesters have also been making demands on. So it seems that this is all sort of escalated, really sort of gathered pace now, with these protests suddenly becoming violent.
Thanks, Rebecca Bundhun. They're covering this story for CNA from Mumbai.